idea of we in America, because for my money, we shall not overcome, because we had many opportunities to overcome, and we just weren't all that into it. And so we kept going to Klan meetings, we kept raining on the parade of civil rights, and we kept not throwing Hoover out of office when he installed COINTELPRO and got the ghettos high on dope. We weren't that interested in equality. We could change things if we wanted to. We could stop funding wars and start funding young people, put them in school and make them really intelligent people and put them in college. But then, oh no, it'd be so sad. You wouldn't like it because the battlefields would empty and the prisons would empty and there'd be equality. And you would dig it, I would dig it, but we can't handle it. And so that's why I'm done with we. I am only interested in you, what you're doing now and what you're going to do. And the future of this country, to me, is up to the individual, because the next president of the United States, that administration is going to be interesting. And I don't know what it's going to be, because you can never predict on America to do anything but be American. And what that is whatever day is that day, whatever way the wind's blowing, it could be woo! And if that dude becomes president, I'm not going to move to Canada, but I'm going to be really careful who I hang out with. Not only is his hair interesting and his teeth interesting, but he wants to do really weird, crude, fourth grade things like, we'll build a wall, that'll fix it. And so today, a big deal, Supreme Court justice died, and that is going to be... You do what you like. I'm not exactly celebrating anyone's death these days, but he is someone who is a very persuasive person in this country, and his absence is going to make this upcoming election very interesting. And no, you don't need me to tell you things that you already know, and no, I'm not going to spend more than 30 seconds on this. What I've been thinking about ever since I saw the headline, this election cycle is interesting enough as it is, and now it's going to be super duper interesting, and not interesting in the fun way, interesting in the, oh no, do I still have a country way. And that's why the idea of the individual comes more to the fore as we go forward, in that you're a good person. You dig some science. I'm assuming, so I'm on a slippery slope, but I'm going to walk blindfolded on a tightrope, because I think I know who my audience is. I think I understand who I serve. And so I bet that you're not misogynist. I bet that you're too slick and sexy and smart to be homophobic. I bet you are not racist. I bet those ideas are so far underneath your pay grade, you can't even entertain them in a debate. I go like, okay, I'll be the racist in a debate. You can't even do that. Yet you're in a country with people who harbor these ideas. And so I don't know about but I know about you. And so as we go forward, the more things look precarious politically, just realize that your life has not changed catastrophically under any presidential administration. All of your big life changes have come from you and the people around you. And that will continue to happen. It'll be your family, your friends, employment, unemployment, marriage starts, marriage ends, children come, children go, there's deaths in the family, real life things happen. If it were me, the way I live my life, I pay attention to that. I vote, certainly, because I think the more people vote, you get more transparent democracy, and I think it's one of the great ways to pay rent as far as being an American. Some people might argue you can pay your taxes and that's all you need to do, and I'm not going to argue with anybody. You do whatever you want. I just think that the more people vote, you get a better read on where America's at. And if America hates science and wants to keep drilling for dinosaur oil and hates the idea of two men getting married, that will never be all of us. It'll just be some of us. But I'd like to know exactly how many of them there are in America, so I can infect their kids with P-Funk records. Since people are breeding prodigiously anyway, and all of these little bastards are surviving, the fact that you can eat pizza and paper your entire life and not die until you're 108, that you can be functionally illiterate and untalented and still get a house, a mortgage, a marriage, 4 children, and somehow have enough credit debt where they keep giving you more credit cards because they see that you like to spend money. And it's like you can be broke broke and in a house. You can be functionally illiterate and still get to breed. You can be unhealthy and live longer than anyone in parts of Africa have a chance to live. And so this is a wild, dangerous country where there's more guns than people, more prisoners incarcerated than any other country in the world, and about 20 of the states have more gun homicides a month than they do vehicular death. And so we love to shoot, we hate the gay, we hate equality, women are for porn and for shutting up and breeding, and it's man kingdom. That's us, but that's not you, and that's not me, and that's the important thing to remember. And so I think in a way there's never been a more transparent and truthful time in America, in that we really do know that American government is a corporatocracy, that both Republican and Democrat, they wet their beaks in the corporate trough, and that basically goodness and decency going forward, that's up to you and me. I come from Washington, D.C. I learned a long time ago never to trust any politician. There's not one single politician I've ever wanted to meet except Abraham Lincoln, and I missed the bus on that. In that, even the ones I vote for, because like Gore Vidal said, by the time anyone gets to the Oval Office, they've been bought and paid for it at least 10 times. And I really think he was right about that. And so the older I get, the more I think it's you and me being good and being careful and being tolerant, because the government is not your pal. In my economic model, my little savings account, I don't budget for Social Security. Social Security will take care of me. I don't trust that at all. I'm paying my own way until I die. I am ready for top ramen noodles into my 90s. Because I'm only counting on me to get me through, and I'm not advocating being selfish. I'm quite the opposite. But I wouldn't lean on anyone but me to go forward. And if I can radiate some good and do good things, that's what I'm into. I'm not trying to belabor the point. But what I'm saying is the political landscape will be kind of scary for the next several months. The last thing you want to do is get all knotted up about it. When people are yelling, I don't know, let them yell. You could be cool and calm. There will be pressure, but you won't be pressurized because you're just too damn smart. And so as we go forward, I'm begging you not to trip out on it, because no matter who becomes president, you're still here, you're still gorgeous, and you're still groovy, and we'll be fine. It's been about 4 years since I last saw you, and I've not been